The Empire is brutal. I mean, we already knew this. They blew up a whole planet just to flush out resistance. But this is a different type of brutal. Soul-crushing and, surprisingly for the Empire, efficient. Scarily so. G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel and my review of the 8th episode of Andor, Narkina 5, which was directed by Toby Haynes. We're discussing the episode, so in case it's not clear, that means spoilers. This is the start of a new 3-episode arc, so it's a little light on action, but it's heavy on the setup, and what it sets up is the crushing oppression of the Empire, particularly in the prison facility Narkina 5. Andor has committed many crimes in this show, including murder and theft, and in any universe he should face consequences for those crimes, but that's not what this is about. He wasn't arrested for those things. He wasn't arrested for anything he'd actually done. He was arrested for going to the store to buy snacks, and he certainly didn't receive due process for said crimes. That wasn't a trial, that was processing.
6 years.
Speaking of processing, the prisoners are then separated by planet of origin, which is likely the in-universe explanation for why there's no alien inmates being held at the Narkina 5 facility. As I said up top, this facility is oppressive. The very floor is dangerous in this prison. If you don't behave, you get shocked. If you work too slowly, you get shocked. If your team produces less because one of your teammates got killed, doesn't matter, you still get shocked. There is no escape. If you produce the most, you get flavour in your food. A meaningless reward, but flavour is better than no flavour, so the prisoners toe the line and produce what their oppressors want. Just out of curiosity, what is it the Empire is producing? I have personally no idea, but I've seen some tweets saying it would be irony if it was Death Star parts, given that's what ultimately kills Andor. Generation Tech did a bit of a breakdown that I thought was interesting. He thought the parts were probably the joins on a TIE fighter, where the solar panels join the rest of the fighter. I've put a link to his video in the description. In the end, what they're producing isn't important to the narrative, just the soul-crushing monotony and the air of oppression that sets the scene for whatever's coming in the next 2 episodes. Speaking of soul-crushing, we also check in with our good mate Cyril Khan over in the Department of Standards. He's called into the ISB by Dedra, but she's not impressed, and he ends up getting sent back to his post. That's not how I saw it going. Maybe they team up later, but maybe they don't. You're obsessed, you're an idiot, goodbye. I'm not used to this much competency in my Imperials. And speaking of Dedra, she's getting some serious resources put towards her task force to track down the budding rebel movement. We also get to see Dedra on Ferrix, and she's managed to capture Bix. But I'm not sure how much Bix will be able to tell her. I mean, she doesn't know where Andor is, and Luthen shut down his communications with her and with the planet Ferrix. But speaking of Luthen's rebels on Ferrix, Cinta and Vel are there. But not that Bix or Dedra know this. Vel leaves Cinta there to stake out Marva's place, because they're looking for Andor. Of course, we know that he said goodbye to the place, and that he's not likely to come back even before he got captured. Now, if you like my discussion of this episode, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the Nerdy Dad channel. There's a mix of new content coming, including more Andor reviews. Alright, this is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.